congratulations, a well-deserved victory, and a really competitive, hard-fought game. Coach, if you would, just start us off with your thoughts about the way your team played today.
Well, the hats off to Chapel Hill. That was a battle. They were good. Where's the camera? Am I looking here?
Either way.
All right, I mean, there's
Yeah, look at all this.
They were a good team. I'm not saying we underestimated them, but we didn't think they were going to be as good as they were. I like how they possessed the ball, but a lot of times we play teams just ball and direct, and I like how they played. We're trying to disrupt that and try to learn at halftime to kind of figure out what they're doing, assuming they do the same thing the second half, and we're trying to make some adjustments. So I think my boys adjusted pretty well. I hate giving up that goal with like 9 seconds left. There was about a minute left, and DJ I told him just run through the ball. So he pulled it back and played in the middle and played someone else and just go to the corner. And Colton's looking to take a shot. It's like, what are we doing? And then the counter, and then we give up a goal. So I was losing my mind at that point. But I'm proud of the resilience of these guys. I don't know if that's their third overtime game, maybe. Yeah, I think Weddington and 2 at Cuddy.
Yeah. So it's our fourth.
Yeah. So we're undefeated in overtime, I guess. So we had some confidence going in, like, hey, we've been here before. What I mean? Our backs are on the wall. So but my guys are resilient. We still want to play quality soccer, not play panic ball. We'll get there. Even if we got to go to 2 5s, play our game. We'll try to set it right, and I guess it worked out for us.
For any of the players, last year, the way that ended, you obviously entered this year saying we're going to get back here and win it. That's at the same time, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourselves from day one and keep it at that intensity. So how did you do it?
I mean, it was the expectation the whole entire year. I mean, pressure's a privilege, so we knew it had to be done. But I mean, the motivation was really that loss. It was probably the worst feeling ever. I mean, I don't want anyone else to feel that. So that was a big motivator. I mean, we worked every game, every minute, every practice to get back on. So
yeah, to add on to that, especially for us 3, this is our last season. So I think that's also a huge motivator. With losing the state championship our junior year, I think I did not want to feel that feeling again, especially it being my last year, my last game. We had to win. We had to get this good feeling for it being our last game.
And I think a big part of it was the culture that we created last year. Our leadership last year was outstanding. Our captains, Max and Brady, really helped us set a tone that we carried into this year. Summer workouts, we worked hard all summer. We knew that this is where we wanted to be and just worked all year to keep that.
A reporter asked me, how'd you motivate your guys this season? I said, I really didn't have to. The motivation came on that loss, that 3-2 loss. That next morning when they woke up and realized that was reality, that was the motivator right there. And they started working off season on their own. I wouldn't even come out, most of the time. And they were 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week, consistently all through the summer. And the mindset was like, we're getting back here, And it's I was telling these guys after the game, it's one thing to say, yeah, we're going to get back, but it's another thing to actually do it. A lot of things have to happen before you're a little lucky. You got to stay healthy. There's a lot of things that have to fall into place for you. So it's one thing to say, yeah, we're getting back, but to actually do it and win it. That we had planned on doing this, right? We had planned on it, but there's nothing easy about it.
Did anybody get a good look at the build-up for the game winner? Because it was closer to where your sideline is. What did it appear like to you? Was it trying to be an offside trap and you just timed it perfect and had somebody wide open? Anybody?
We got to look at this thing.
As a player, when we score, it goes by and it's hard to remember.
Yeah, it was just
tough for us.
As long as it goes in, though. As long as it goes in.
I was closer to it. What I saw was just obviously the clearance out. Danny, great touch, and picked his head up and just played the ball. I think maybe got a little bit lucky with the timing. Colin was in the right spot and buried it and won us the game. So.
Coach, you guys played in a tough conference the last 4 years. This year, you add in Charlotte Catholic along with a couple other teams. Arguably the toughest conference in North Carolina. You had 4 of the teams in your conference go to the Elite Eight, 3 in the Final Four, possibly 2 state champions with Catholic playing tomorrow. How did playing that grueling schedule on a night-to-night schedule, on a night-to-night, prepare you for this playoff run?
It's not even our conference, too. My non-conference games, I look to play the best teams. I'm always like, who's probably going to be the best next year? And that's what I'm trying to target. And I tell these guys and the younger guys, like, I'm not making it easy on you guys. I'd rather take some losses to some of the better teams because then we know, like, all right, here's the best team. How can we get to that level? So my non-conference schedule is brutal, and that prepares us for conference, which is also brutal. So it's like running through the gauntlet. So by the time we get to playoffs, we haven't seen a team that's going to do something that we haven't seen. We haven't seen a team that's better than a team that we played non-conference or conference. So that's where our confidence comes in. It's like, you know, if we can have good results against these guys, we can have good results against anybody in the state. So that's where that comes in.
Yeah, building off that, playoffs are the best team in the state. Like Myers Park, Catholic, obviously. Gotti was like the quarterfinal or semifinal. They didn't make it easy. They didn't make the games easy at all, but it really motivated us and helped us to get here because when we got here, we were prepared. I mean, Coach always says keep the blinders on, one game at a time. So having a hard schedule like that really helps us go one game at a time, knock out team by team, and make it to the state championship.
You guys started out the season at the top of a lot of rankings, right? You, at one point, were even ranked number 1 in the country.
Yeah.
Had a week where you took 2 losses, I believe, in Myers Park and Weddington. How did you guys kind of digest those losses as a team that paid off in the long run?
It's always hard to look at rankings because middle of the year, no one cares. I mean, obviously it's cool to be number 1, but if we don't finish number 1, like why does it matter? So I thought we got kind of caught up with that and then took a good L. I mean, they were a good team, Myers Park, and then just couldn't find a goal against Weddington. So that was a rough week, but I think we'll be bounced back and continue to go in conference and then win conference and make the playoff run we had and win the state championship. I mean, it shows. So
Honestly, I think those 2 games, the Myers Park and the Weddington game, we just use it as motivation because the Myers Park game, I think we played well, we had chances. I think it was a very even game, but the Weddington game, we knew that wasn't our level. That was not our level at all. We weren't moving the ball well, we weren't connecting. We just weren't clicking as a team. So we just had to regroup after that, after the 2 losses, because I think Coach said it after. We've never lost 2 games. Like we haven't lost 2 games in years. So, or 2 games in a row in years. So I think to do that, it really just like sparked this fire within us, and then like using other motivations such as the state final loss, like it just fed on to us, like fed on as motivation, and I think that's how we got to this point and how we bounced back from those 2 games.
I think also taking those 2 losses, obviously you never want to lose, but I think that really helped set up our resiliency. Like going through the first little quarter of the season, you know, we were winning games against good teams. We never really had to face any challenges, no like big comebacks or anything like that. Taking those 2 losses, we were able to rebound and then win overtime games. Today, we came up with a goal with 9 seconds left. We were able to regroup in overtime, get a goal to win the game. So I think that kind of helped give the group something to motivate ourselves.
To be fair to these guys, I had changed formations on them. We had done moved to like a 5-3-2, I think, to try to experiment. For some reason, I'm of the mindset where I think I need 2 systems. You know what I mean? So if we're not working well in one, then a halftime adjustment could be throw a new system on a team. So we did that for a couple games, and defensively we were solid as could be, but we just weren't clicking offensively, I guess. So we kind of switched back to, you know, our original formation and whatnot, our original lineup, and I guess it started clicking from there. So the motivation, the losses, and it's like, but to be fair to these guys, is had we played in the normal formation, maybe those wouldn't have been losses, but I wasn't too concerned about that. My mindset was, hey, let's see if we can work another system, see if we can be dangerous in this, and we were. Defensively, we were very dangerous, and possession, I think we were dangerous. We just, the attacking third is like where we're losing. So then we switched back. So we took a couple losses there, and you know, you talk about pressures and whatnot. Being preseason ranked number 1 was like one thing. It's like, all right, there's pressure on our back, but then I don't know, 5 games in, now we're like nationally number 1. That's dumb, you know what I mean? But I think it got to our head, and then was the Providence, I think, kind of knocked us out. They humbled us, and we actually needed the humbling at that time. So it worked out, you know.
But you have an excellent senior class, of course. I mean, you've seen it all season, but you return Colton and Colin, just a couple of players, your 2 top goal scorers. How exciting is it for you as a coach to have had this season and you're bringing back your 2 biggest offensive linemen?
Well, it's kind of like last year we're in the finals, and this year we expect to be in the finals, and in my mind, potentially next year as well. We've got some other guys coming up from JV. I think we'll have a high scoring offense. I think next year, or we'll be fine at goalkeeper. It's got to figure out some. We're losing back line, you know, but I don't know. It's kind of a plug and play at Marvin, I guess. You know, we don't really rebuild try to reload. You know, some years we were able to build. I think next year we'll reload.
I think to add on to that, now the standard's set. The standard was set last year of getting in the state championship, and this year is set of winning the state championship. So I think that's gonna give them motivation. The class of 2027 and underclassmen to get back here next year to sit in these chairs and hold this medal and celebrate the state championship again.
To all the players, you can go down to each of you. What do you guys have missed most about suiting up? What have you enjoyed the most the last 4 years? And what do you want to be remembered as?
For me, I'm gonna miss my teammates the most. I mean, I feel like I was a freshman. Like, it doesn't feel like 4 years ago at all. So one night like that, you don't really realize that until it happens. So I guess like it's kind of weird to think it's my last game. So I'm gonna thank all my teammates for always being there for me. I'm gonna miss them a lot. So that went by, but just also just going to practice and having fun. I mean, for the love of soccer, I mean, it's the best thing in the world.
To add on to that, I'm really gonna miss the culture of Marvin. Coming in my freshman year, I didn't play, and then sophomore year, just the culture, it hit me right as I got on the field for tryouts, and it's just stuck with me. Sophomore year, junior year, senior year, just the culture of Marvin, always working, the discipline of Marvin, just the natural instinct of winning at Marvin. It just all hit me at once, and I'm really gonna miss that culture. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I'd say for me the same thing, combination of those two things. I wasn't in North Carolina at Marvin my freshman or sophomore year. I came in over summer my junior year and immediately realized what a special group we had. The talent, the work ethic, just how fun we had, everything that we did as a Marvin soccer program was perfect. But yeah, I just miss everything. I just love playing soccer, and there's no one else I'd rather play with.
All right, guys, congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank
for your
you.
Thank you, guys.